Hey everyone, and welcome to the Defining Your Life podcast, where we focus on living in our purpose, practicing presence, and activating our power in each moment. I'm Marsharelle, your resident pep talk provider, and I invite you to join me as we continue to learn, lift each other up, and strive to level up together. Because we are never finished defining our lives, and it takes a village, so let's build one. Stay tuned for the episode. Hey everyone, I hope that all is well. Thank you for joining me today as I welcome another rapid fire feature guest who I'm sure blew in on a wave of calm and serenity today. Meditation facilitator and wellness specialist Shirleen Beard is here with me, and I can't wait to chat more about this wonderful world of wellness with her. So welcome, Shirleen.
Hi, Marsharelle. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this platform. Thank you for holding space.
Yay. So let's get into it. Can you share your definition of wellness in 30 seconds or less?
You know what? I think it's definitely our unique individual journey, participating in habits that definitely have a positive effect on our physical and mental state. And actually, there are different dimensions and like realms of it. So, for instance, also that also includes environmental, social, spiritual, vocational, and financial aspect of our lives. So it covers a lot, and I want to be very clear that it is an individual journey. For all of us, it's unique to each one of us and our different paths.
Because I'm sure that a lot of folks listening probably don't think of wellness that holistically. So This is already sounding a little bit juicy. It seems that, wellness means something a little bit different for everyone. And you've been a part of the community of wellness for a long time. Can you tell us how you initially got involved and how has your wellness practice evolved over time?
So initially I got started being younger. I wasn't physically, I guess, like in the healthiest state, if you will. So I just ventured and just really, and actually my dad partnered with me. He started out with me. I was overweight and then dropped a lot of weight. However, my wellness journey, it became more of like a physical journey in terms of like exercise. So then it actually went down a different unhealthy path, unfortunately. So physically trying to navigate what that looks like in a healthier state, in a, well space within my mind and within my body, trying to navigate that through college. I was dealing with and still do actually deal with, in full transparency, like body dysmorphia issues and all that, a seek to trainer, so definitely, got better there. And then actually, went about it the healthy way. So, eating properly. Now I actually have like a nutritionist, and whatnot, and taking, just so many classes, going to different retreats. And then I'm seeing a mindfulness coach. So that was helpful as well. And so still, unpacking different things, right? Like I ended up navigating into like an unhealthy situationship and then an unhealthy relationship. And then, so then that was like dealing with like emotional wellness and all that. And so, unpacking all those things and, just trying to get better and settle within my body and my mind on a daily basis. Yeah. So I think it's definitely evolved with trying to, as I've gotten older in hindsight, like looking back and seeing, what those different difficulties, like what I could have done, differently. So researching and using, different resources. So, whether it be a coach, whether it's, obviously talking to a friend, in the midst of, seeking a therapist. Like I said, I have my nutrition coach. And then on my own, researching different practices, so with my mindfulness coach, got into guided meditation and then have gone on different retreats and different workshops and been a part of those, and then navigated that into yoga and acupuncture, ice bath, breath work. And so a lot of different modalities to just see what works well for me and then what I can actually suggest to help other people.
Do you believe that there is a strong connection between following your path in life, career wise, seeking fulfillment in other areas, and your wellness practice?
Absolutely. I think that it's all connected because if you are not fulfilling one aspect of it, so like let's say, your spiritual wellness, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
definitely, definitely, going to negatively impact other aspects, of your life. Or, if you're in a job, so the vocational aspect, of wellness, if you're in a job and you're seeking more purpose, and that's actually why I left my job. I was seeking actually, more purpose. When things are not aligned and you're not filling your cup in those different wellness aspects of life, it definitely has an effect like in your overall being. And whether it be even wellness of just taking something so small, and it's actually a huge thing, lack of sleep, right? Like that
Mm-hmm.
can
Yeah.
totally affect, how you interact with people, your responses. If you have like a lack of exercise, the serotonin and dopamine that, makes you feel so, so good, it's not there, it has an effect.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, absolutely. I think that they are truly, 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 all connected. But, first and foremost, it's that awareness of like, let me step back.
Yeah.
Where am I feeling empty? Where am I feeling, that I'm, there's a fog, whether there's a disconnect, within yourself, within other people, your partner, your community, your kids, your job, whatever it is, definitely, step one would just be to take a step back, that awareness and saying like, okay, what do I need to tackle? And again,
Mm-hmm.
just journeying in grace. Really,
Yeah.
you have to, just try to unpack it. It's just a gradual daily process. So,
That was a really strong question. Where am I feeling empty?
hmm
Because I think that, a lot of times people kind of figure out like, what do I need to do? That feels
hmm
very different than where am I feeling empty? How can I fill myself up?
hmm hmm
Um, and I know you touched on it a little bit already, but like, what are some of the greatest benefits of a wellness practice?
yeah. So, definitely just the feeling, that you get again, it's the, serotonin and dopamine, like the molecules are just scientifically, proven, also it just helps with your relationship, with your
Mm-hmm.
relationship with yourself, your relationship with those around you. It definitely has an effect on, obviously your mental state, your physical state, how you react. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, imagine if you're navigating in traffic, right? Like if you practice some type of, wellness, some type of mindfulness, et cetera, like if you just sit there in that traffic and, take some breaths, or, if it's like listening to a podcast or something like that, it's just you can actually see a difference. And then people will actually see a difference also, like within you, if you're just taking a moment to kind of, work on self and what wellness, is for you. And yeah, just, continue to like work on your, path and like your journey. And you'll see that some people's responses, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute, you would have,
Mm-hmm.
really reacted or had, there would have been like a negative connotation to, what I said, or, all those things. And, people will actually, bring it up to you physically. Obviously, you'll see the physical changes within, like the mirror, spirituality. There can be those different things that you're navigating. I'm definitely like working on that on a minute by minute, day by day basis. But you see there's like that awareness to where you're like, okay, wait a minute. All these people didn't come in my path, and all these things didn't come, up within me. So for instance, I'm dealing with like chronic pain right now. Okay, I know this was, God slowing me down for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
so you just like look at things, yeah, you look at things differently. And yeah, so physically you show up differently and emotionally you show up differently.
When you think about wellness, it's connectedness and purpose.
Mhm.
Again, that holistic view of how like everything that you do impacts something else. Or you said,
Yes.
the chronic pain that you're experiencing, what is the purpose in that? Some
Mhm.
most of the time there's a reason attached to something that may have impacted us in a big way, or we can at least extract some purpose from it, right?
Yes.
For those that are interested in starting a wellness practice, or, just don't have any idea of where to begin, what would you recommend is a great way to get started?
Definitely, I just say, start where you are. I know, definitely, those with families, with working, 40 plus hours, et cetera. It's just, okay, how can I start? Right. So it's different for everybody. Just like, again, we have our individual journeys, individual things that we, kind of, definitely want to, work on. So it could be just as, okay, like, you have an extra 20 minutes in the morning, to take a longer shower, or you have, you're able to take a walk, during your lunch break. Like, let's say if you're, working remotely, just taking time to let the sun shine on you, to hear the birds, connect with nature. It could be, you're going, yes, initially you would have gone on a vacation to Vegas or something like that. No, okay, let me, reroute with my, husband or wife or whatever. Let's go on, some type of retreat. It can also be listening to different podcasts. There are some great ones like Deeply Well with Debbie Brown. There are, different apps. Okay, fine. You don't have time, within your workday. Okay, you can download Headspace, Calm. And then in terms of different workshops, Eventbrite has a lot, especially throughout the city. I posted mine before.
Light
And,
plug.
So light plug. So all that. And also to Marsharelle, we had this experience, and thank you for letting me come over, and we shared, we did, mindful eating, so just taking that time to just, eat slower. And so they're journaling, people don't think. So I think that we just think that it has to be this overwhelming exercise, and it truly, truly isn't. You just have to tailor it to what works for you, and then just starting there.
It seems that there's so many buckets, right? And what actually goes into the wellness pool is where it gets a little bit foggy. And maybe from what you've communicated is not trying to put it into the bucket of wellness. Is
right. Right.
Okay.
Because I feel like right now, especially, and I feel like it's I mean, definitely, yes. Obviously with our years within the pandemic, it's just been this rush. And I don't know if this happens on your feed, but there's a ton on mine. I'm like, okay, wellness retreat after wellness retreat after wellness. This is, and it is this buzzword. But again, like I said, that there's just so many different dimensions to it. And, so and it's great because it's just, helping us, show up better for ourselves, filling our own cup so that, we're fully present and fully, mentally and physically there, for ourselves, and, feeling, positive benefits. But then also, when something happens, it's, negative within your life too, some traumatic experience, that you have the tools to also properly navigate that. Right.
Yeah.
So, and then again, then you're obviously able to, show up for your, your husband or your wife, and, your kids and your community. And so,
yeah, wellness is filling your cup. I like that. Well, thank you, Shirleen. It's been a pleasure chatting with you about wellness. Can you tell the folks what's next for you?
I hosted a workshop in May. I'll be hosting another workshop in August. So stay tuned for details. I'll definitely post it on Instagram as I'm unpacking my wellness journey. And, just really using my own personal tools, and obviously using the tools to help others as a facilitator. Send positive wishes my way as I'm, definitely just trying to, grow as a person and grow as a professional in this field that I'm really passionate about. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It already is. So we claim what already is and what's to come. I'm going to leave you with a few words from Joyce Meyer today. Remain calm, because peace equals power. I can't wait to chat with you all again next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share the pod if what you've been hearing is beneficial. And I can't wait to chat with you all again next week. Take care until then.